It's February, it's super cold, but it's also warm and bright. In a couple hours, this place is going to be illuminated like you can't believe. Welcome to the Portland Winter Light Festival. Portland native Chris Herring likes putting things together.
I've always liked connecting people and different companies and artists all together.
In this case, it's Sticky, a design studio working on an interactive project with local band Little Hexes.
The concept is the idea of wind chimes, but instead of the wind, going down the river, we have people walking. And so they're going to move through the chimes and be triggering the different light sound combinations.
People start collaborating, and then something else happens, and then something else happens. So it's going to be hung above people's heads.
Yes, yeah.
And I work with a lot of really amazing people. We just build stuff together.
This time, Chris and his friends are building a festival.
It's a festival about art and science and technology.
How you doing?
It's a festival that's here to bring people out of their houses in February at the most dark and depressing time of the year. When people need it the most, they need to be out and walking around and enjoying themselves and actually connecting with their neighbors.
So maybe we could go to the next, get a bigger one.
All of the art pieces, number one, have to have something to do with lighting. So it's light or shadow or fire, any kind of light.
Rich Burton of Hooperfly makes illuminated robots
So maybe we should go fly one of these or something.
I think so.
that fly.
Huh, really windy.
Which can be a problem in Portland's winter weather. So Rich has some other toys.
These are light buckets. It's a LED light bulb, a little bit of logic to control the lights, and a remote control, and you got yourself a light bucket.
I'm trying to find pieces that are different from each other, and there's quite a lot of incredible people out there building these pieces that nobody ever gets to see.
Some of those pieces come from Manifestation, a group of artists with an aesthetic they like to call
proto-apocalyptic industrial mayhem. These are some of our fire sculptures. The flaming heart spins around, see through it, warms you through the windows, through the ventricles and the aortic valves. And this is the blind justice of the Bernie barrel right here that Gustav made.
I like it. Wow, I love these. And I love that they're on wheels. Portland's always been full of artists, and it's got a DIY attitude that nobody else has. How are you? Good.
Welcome to Lumina Lab. This here is Stoichea.
In the winter, Portlanders kind of start working on weird projects because they're going crazy because they're inside or at a bar. But they're just kind of ready and waiting to do something.
This 12-sided stained glass orb is the brainchild of engineers Lily Safransky and Jesse Banks.
There are 2,200 LEDs in the piece.
Wow.
Each side has the iconography of one of the 12 Olympians, which are the 12 Greek gods. The software is what I call curated randomness. And it was the first time ever in my life where I've really put everything into the software and really got to see it in a very tangible way.
The silent disco's in there, so in the West Plaza. This here is the one that the guy's digging out of the snow right now.
The festival gives local artists a way to harness all that creative crazy.
In 2008, I think it was, I was in Lyon, France, at a festival called La Fête de Lumière, which is the most amazing arts, lighting, and design festival I've ever been to. And I came back wanting to create something like that.
A couple years later, Chris heard that Jeff Schnabel of the Willamette Light Brigade, the folks who light up Portland's bridges, had the same idea.
So what happened was I just started talking to Jeff about this. We need to make a festival. And so we just started calling our friends to see what they're doing. And they were all like, let's just do it. And so we just did it.
In February 2016, the Portland Winter Light Festival was born. An estimated 30,000 people came to see 23 art installations during the 4-day event. The 2017 festival has more than 50 installations and a much larger footprint.
So yeah, we'll have one of the ZGF towers right here.
OMSI hosts the event, and PGE is the main sponsor. But the real energy comes from somewhere else.
We're a free festival, and we pay artists per piece. Probably 7 of us have been working on this since the last festival for a year, and we're all volunteers. It does require hundreds of volunteers because we have so many different things going on. We could use more volunteers, by the way.
When opening night comes, it brings along an exasperating mix of Portland winter weather.
It's really windy and it's cold, but, you know, wear a fuzzy hat. That's what I do. There's always last minute things. Our team is kind of going crazy, fixing all the little details.
Is it enough charge to come back on it?
It's charging right now.
And we're building more lighting displays and just putting in little last minute pieces. And yeah, we're a go. It's gonna lift off tonight.
We had 2 circuits run over. One was actually to that artist right there.
Okay.
Making sure the liftoff is on time is Jean Margaret Thomas.
I've had 20 years experience in the film industry as a lighting technician. I've had 15 years in stop motion animation as a lighting stage tech. Excuse me. Go for Jem.
As the festival's technical director, Jean Margaret is in constant motion.
How's it going? Good. Good. Copy that. Where was I? I make sure all the equipment and everything the artists need is provided. Do we have the 7th circuit over there? So I make sure they have power to light up their exhibits. They have install support and strike support and labor support to make it happen for them. Just check in with that artist if he needs help.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Not easy in weather like this.
It's safety, honestly, and the rain that falls, it makes things slippery, and the wind has been unpredictable, so something could fly very easily.
With all this going on behind the scenes, it's a minor miracle when the festival's opening night comes off without a hitch. Well, almost. The wind is keeping Hooperfly's robots grounded, but his light buckets are a big hit. And right next door, Lumina Lab's Stoichea is enjoying a nice sheltered spot beside OMSI.
We've gotten a lot of really, really positive reactions. A lot of people are impressed. A lot of people want to know how it works. They're impressed. I really love it when people get right up and experience it. I like having it hung at a low enough height that people can get underneath it and really sort of interact with it in that way.
A bit farther down the Esplanade is a lamp to read Dr. Seuss by. A field of glowing bunnies. And the Light Chimes project from Sticky and Little Hexes.
It turned out great. We're really happy with it. It's just been really fun to watch people, grown-ups, frolic and dance around and doing pirouettes and trying to figure out how to trigger the different sounds. And I don't know, everyone's coming up with their own way to interact with it.
If running around under a giant light chime doesn't warm you up, then Manifestation's many fire sculptures will.
It's just all about connecting. I want people to actually realize that it's like not about just looking, it's about participating. And also realize that they can take that with them everywhere. They can relight their house and they can relight their neighborhood and they can create their own thing. And we have a lantern parade, a bike parade, and whatever happens to show up. Because part of it is like, we want the public to come and light up and be part of it.
The festival is among Portland's newest arts events. But for Chris and Jean Margaret and all their friends, It's classic Portland.
We do events and we do things for the joy of doing it. It's about what we can bring to people, and for me it's about coming together. And it's really the heart of the festival. Just coming together to create an event that kind of inspires us and connects us.
Which in our dark, wet, and rapidly changing city might be more important than ever.
I want to inspire people. I want people to make art. I want people to actually do something to make themselves happy. There's no reason not to.
Isn't that cool?
It's having an opportunity that people can come out and celebrate light in one, the harshest time of the year. That's how communities are built, really,